probably couldn't hear that at all. Anyway, what's up? This is Zero Drunk 30.
Zero Drunk 30 episode Trace.
If you're not Spanish or if you don't understand that, it's 3.
Zero Drunk 30 episode 3. Most people in the podcast world are probably doing Venom 2 right now. And this episode, what are we talking about, Ricky?
The Many Saints of Newark, The Sopranos prequel.
And yeah, but before we get to
and
that,
many others.
Before we get to that, obviously I'm Kyle. He's Richard.
I'm Richard, and we've been drinking something today. Balcones Texas Pot Still Bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey. It's a Texas whiskey. It's all gone.
Yeah, we pretty much killed it.
Yeah, we pretty much killed it. While we were watching The Many Saints of Newark.
And just for y'all listening, we didn't sneak a bottle of bourbon into the movie theater. It's also streaming. So, yeah.
I mean, we would have, though.
we would have, but...
We easily could have just ordered some, Cokes, right? And dumped this
I watched The Sopranos on TV. I didn't watch it in the theater, so I felt like it was...
When did you get done watching it, by the way? I remember,
I got done watching it...
2 years ago,
Before I graduated college. A year before I graduated.
Yeah.
I finished it in college, so let's say I started it... It took me a while. It took me a year and a half to finish. I probably finished it in 2019.
I started watching it in January of this year.
Really?
January. And I finished
it's a good one.
In May. So it's prime time. It's now the ending of September. It is now October. Can you give me that?
It is October 1st, which leads us into, I guess, our first segment, our first topic is Loaded October.
Literally a loaded October month. We're going to be spending, I think we calculated it, more than $50 or $60 going to the movies this month.
Well, yeah, because I will even forget what are the movies that are coming out. So
had
we gone and seen Many Saints of Newark, we'll count it. It's October 1st.
It would have been 70 or 80.
Many Saints of Newark.
If we went to go see Many Saints of Newark.
Halloween Kills.
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
French Dispatch.
Jackass Forever was part of October.
Wasn't, but it got delayed.
Venom. I guess Venom technically is also
something. There's another movie that we're missing. There has to be.
We're forgetting a movie, but
I'm sure
we'll figure it out. But there's a big one coming. No. Doesn't matter. But
regardless, it's Halloween.
It's Loaded October. There's a lot going on in this October, and I know we're forgetting a big movie that's coming out. It's going to bug the shit out of me.
It's going to bug me throughout the whole entire thing. But regardless of that, next week, we have No Time to Die.
Yep.
That comes out on
No
the
Time
8th.
to Die, so we have James Bond. Well, we're going to do a Halloween double feature episode, and so, we will be watching Ernest Scared Stupid. So, that's part of Loaded October.
And with some friends as well. We're going to be doing a drinking game for that.
And it will be our first video. We will have video and visuals to the audio. Absolutely.
Which will be great.
It won't be podcast form. It's going to be a well-edited, cut discussion about the cinematic masterpiece that is
Ernest Scared Stupid.
While
getting inherently drunk doing a ridiculous drinking game, which I've already made up. Every single time Ernest says the word troll, we're taking a shot.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Well, considering that it's a troll... Well, maybe people haven't seen Ernest Scared Stupid. Who knows?
If they haven't seen Ernest Scared Stupid, then guess what? They're what?
Stupid.
And that brings us to...
We didn't even plan that one.
That brings us to something else that we need to talk about. The Cowboy Bebop trailer. That was a stupid trailer. I did. What did you think about it?
It's exactly what I thought. It's hard to do a Cowboy Bebop live action while catching the essence of the cartoon. And, I guess that's as good as you could possibly do.
It's almost as good as you can possibly do.
I don't think...
But the fact that it looked so cheesy...
It does. It looks like the Sci-Fi Channel is making a live-action Cowboy Bebop.
And it makes one thing about the show. What's your show going to look like? The only saving grace that trailer had was Ein. The Corgi.
Yeah.
The Corgi that they casted to play Ein, he's an adorable little pup.
But other than that, it's almost a beat-by-beat remake of the original. They add in some more
stuff. Yeah,
they do add in stuff, but it doesn't. It looks like a bunch of people cosplaying, as Cowboy
Yeah,
Bebop.
no, it seriously does.
It does.
It looks like what you would see in like one of those like old YouTube like like we're gonna make the
Like
trailer.
I could see
type
the
of thing.
squad rolling up to Comic-Con circa like
Like
2012.
That, yeah, circa 2012. You see John Cho in his outfit, and whoever else. I don't even know their names.
Or it was fan casted, or it was like a fake YouTube trailer. That they made.
Fake YouTube trailer. Yes, exactly. It's like one of those old things that you would think Smosh would do.
But I want it to be good. I'm not like there's nothing. I mean, it's just they're gonna have to lean.
Regardless, I want to watch.
Maybe they're leaning into the cheesiness and the campiness of the show, or it's more tongue in cheek, where they realize that we're trying to replicate an over-the-top cartoon show.
Yeah.
So maybe just, I don't know, make it a little bit. It knows that it's cheesy and it knows that it's campy.
Cowboy Bebop had some emotional moments in it, though.
But that's gonna be hard with live action.
That's the thing. I don't think it will, because like the emotional moments, you kind of need like actors that are well suited for that. And John Cho, he's a great actor.
I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. It's probably
it's on Netflix.
It's definitely in my top 3 or 4, easily top 5 favorite anime shows. Not that I'm some anime guru, but stylistically that show kicks ass.
It is really close to Neon Genesis Evangelion, so it's super close to that.
Well, and the thing is I got into anime through Cowboy Bebop. I mean, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon growing up. I don't think that's really considered. I mean, it's anime.
It is considered anime,
but
regardless.
But I was out back here in the theater little room, and it was. I think drunkenly put on Cowboy Bebop on Adult Swim one night, and I was like, "Ooh, this music! Ooh, this is cool! This is like just it." Cowboy Bebop, the anime is like the definition of cool. Like that's the style. It's just cool, you know.
That's the thing, right? You hear Tank. Yeah. That's a meme jazz song that you hear in the beginning, and like it gives you the vibes.
Oh yeah,
right?
And everything you need to know about the show you can get in its intro sequence, which is why it's so important. Which is why, I don't know, it was always an uphill battle for this show. But who knows? Who knows? It could be good.
It might be great. It
could be good.
But
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Speaking of another Netflix thing.
What's up?
Today, as I was scrolling through Netflix, I noticed something that sent shivers down my spine, because I'm super excited to watch all 9 seasons of it. It's Seinfeld, baby.
Oh.
They have put Seinfeld
October
on Netflix.
8th.
No, it's out now.
It's already out?
We can go down there and watch it.
You have a VPN, don't you, though?
No.
It's already out?
We can go down there and watch it.
No, it's October 8th.
We can go down there and watch it.
No way. It's October 8th.
You'll see after this.
If you're wrong.
By the way, it's October 1st. If you'd comment on this video, if you've heard it, just tell Kyle he's wrong. It has come out today, October 1st.
And when we go back and edit it, and actually I go back and edit it, I'm going to put a little description going across the screen saying, Kyle was right.
No.
It was October 8th.
It's going to be,
just living in a
it's going to be, world. Oh shit, Richard was right the whole time.
Okay, then they released it a week earlier.
I don't give a fuck.
They released it a week early because it definitely did not say October 1st on the trailer.
It's on today.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I don't think it's up there, but I think it's fucking awesome.
We'll see later.
This is an excuse to watch it from first episode to the end.
I know.
Even though I have seen it,
great.
But there's gonna be episodes that I'll be like I completely forgot about. Or
no, for sure, because there's the episodes everybody knows,
and that's the one that you always see on TBS. You always see, and I mean, I'm not complaining, but on TBS, I always see the damn episode where it actually doesn't take place in the city. It takes place at the beach house, and George walks in. And he's got that small little dick, and the girl turns around and laughs at him. He's like, "It was the pool. It was the pool. Yeah.
The pool, my dick's pool."
Yeah, and so then they talk about, oh, the baby. You gotta see the baby, and the baby's like, oh. So great. I love that show. All right, and this is kind of, we didn't have this on the script, or not that we have a script written in the outline. Piggybacking off of Seinfeld. Kirby Enthusiasm is coming back for another season too.
No way. Yeah. That's so good.
They just announced it. Yeah.
That's so good.
I think it's end of this month, maybe November. I don't know. I didn't prepare my information
That's
for this one, so I
fantastic.
don't know.
It's coming out, or they're
Within the next
filming it?
Oh no, within the next 2 months it's getting released on HBO. It's been filmed. It's done. It's season. Yeah, it's already done.
That's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, I love it.
That's gonna be awesome.
There's not a show funnier for me.
Been Kirby Enthusiasm.
For me, it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
South Park, too.
And that's another show I need to really watch from the front to start, from start to beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
from front to end, because I've just seen it all on like Comedy Central.
Yeah.
But I've never sat there and watched a whole season just from. It used to be on Netflix way back when Netflix started streaming. It was on there, and I watched a little bit. I watched a lot. I mean, I love the movies and stuff. I just have never sat down and watched it episode after episode in chronological order, which I know is not necessarily.
I mean, I'm gonna like date myself with this almost, but like growing up and like going to like a Walmart and seeing like the seasons on DVD.
Yeah.
And like you had season 1, 2, 3, 4, and you were lucky if you found like a 5 or 6, because you just couldn't. You just didn't know.
I just remember but it was almost any shows like that. I remember having my dad always bought all the seasons of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh,
and like I remember like they're like going like, yeah, for some reason we can't find season 9. It's weird.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, so you would have the collection and have that whole.
Which is why Amazon is such a godsend now, because if you really wanted to buy box sets, you just buy them off of there, because they're all on there. Yeah. It's just they might cost money because off sellers are buying them.
They're making it hard to want to buy a box. I mean, I want to have. I like having physical copies of stuff. It's nice, especially if it's like a.
Yeah, that's why I bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yep.
Why myself, I just bought it on Steam.
Yeah.
On my PC, technically, according to the law, I actually don't own.
Yeah.
If Steam went offline,
remove it from you. Yeah, you could.
If Steam went online, I don't own any of my games, and I own 426 games on Steam.
Steam?
Yes, and I calculated it one day.
Quote unquote own.
Well, I played them.
So, but
I don't own them.
But 426 games.
Technically, I bought them, right?
Yeah.
And I calculated one day. Yeah, rented them forever. I calculated one day how much my Steam account cost. $6,000.
Yeah, in games.
In games.
Or how much? I've never been a PC person. How much are games on PC? Are they 60?
Yeah, they're 60.
$60.
Unless you wait for the Steam sales.
Are they 70 now? Because the console games are the new console games are
still 60.
It's still
60. Yeah.
That's nice.
But New World that just came out. Amazon Game Studios. We're talking about Amazon. The New World video game is only a $40 game.
I'm not familiar with that.
Pretty fun.
I'm not familiar with what
New World.
I'm not familiar with Amazon Prime video game studios.
Yeah, well,
up to.
They made some.
Jeff Bezos coming up with these video games.
Yeah, almost. Wow. It feels like it.
He probably
walks into the studios like, "This is my video game. If you don't follow me, I'm gonna get you caught for smoking."
You're really
marijuana."
selling me on this game right now.
I really don't like Jeff Bezos, but
I
like the
play
video
New
game.
Worlds.
You can't even play New World.
Yeah, I don't have a PC.
Yeah, you don't have a PC.
Well, I wouldn't if I could.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Who knows?
If you did, me and you would be playing together all the time.
New Worlds? What's it about?
If you had a PC. Well, you like Conquistadors, right?
Sure.
Like the Road to El Dorado with Kevin Kline and what's his face?
I've never seen that movie.
You haven't seen the Road
Everyone
to El
says
Dorado.
I look like the guy from El Dorado, the blonde guy.
Yeah, Tulio.
Yeah, everyone says I look like him. But
You
I've never seen
haven't.
I've seen the cover of El Dorado a lot.
So you haven't seen the Road to El Dorado.
I mean, I know the basic premise of it, but no, I haven't seen it. I was an Emperor's New Groove kind of guy.
Fucking what?
I never seen the Road to El Dorado.
Why?
I just never saw the Road to El Dorado. I'm sorry. It looks like shit.
What?
Yeah, maybe because I was always told that I look like that person. I was like, fuck that movie. I'm never watching it. And I still haven't watched it to this day. Is it Disney? Is it a Disney movie?
No, it's a DreamWorks movie.
I watch strictly Disney.
What? You were.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
You wouldn't have even looked like the guy until probably 5 years ago, though.
I know that it's not like my whole life I look like.
You
that.
look like
No,
Tulio.
I came out of the womb looking like.
As soon as you started to like resemble Jesus Christ is probably when you decided. Whenever you were deemed being Tulio,
No,
which
I
would be
came
like
out-
what,
I
like
came out looking
like
like
16 or 17.
This. I came out looking like this.
When did you start looking the way you are?
I came out day one.
No, seriously.
I mean, I was not this big,
I hate
but
you.
I look like
I hate
this.
you so fucking
I was
much.
this big. I was this person,
hate
just a
you.
little smaller.
You were not though, dude. I've seen pictures of
You think I came looking this big?
I have literally
No.
even as a 11-year-old, you don't look like how you do now.
I was me, but just smaller.
As a 11-year-old, you look like a cracked out
Look at
Ed
me.
Sheeran, but
Me
like,
right
with, like,
now.
a
It was
tinier
me right
face.
now, just smaller.
No.
Yes, I was a
No,
little
dude,
smaller.
you're okay, so you used to have like a thin fucking face.
I don't have a thin face anymore.
Yeah, you like your face is like built up. Built up.
Oh my god.
You've grown cheekbones since you were like a little kid.
Oh, I'm sure maybe a little stuff maybe different. Maybe my hair is not that long, but I was the same guy.
And you need to cut all your hair
I
off.
was the same guy. Just
No,
smaller.
you just look like your dad at that point.
I was just same guy, just smaller.
No. It's just smaller, just a tiny little like, it's a tiny little boy.
It's a mini version of
Just
what I
a
am
little
now.
mini version. No, you don't, dude. I'm telling you right now.
You've obviously never seen a baby. They stay looking the same.
No, they don't. Dude. No, they don't.
Yeah, my brother and his wife just had a baby, and that baby's gonna always look.
Always
like
look the same.
Yeah.
I saw a baby just
Bald with blue
I
eyes.
literally saw that baby earlier. He's not gonna look the same as like what he looked like.
Whatever.
You look like
I'll put money on it.
Dory from Finding Nemo.
I'll put money on it. All right, next topic. Screw this baby talk.
I don't even know what the fucking next topic should be.
It's
Fucking Mario, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Baby talk? Gosh, you don't know nothing about babies.
Talking about Mario, fucking Miyamoto fucking like did this fucking conference and he was like, hey,
It's called Nintendo Direct.
shut the
Richard.
fuck up. Anyway.
It's called Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I don't care. The only exciting thing about that Nintendo Direct is that the fact that they announced that fucking the Brewster guy from Animal Crossing is finally coming back.
Oh, it's not the Mario movie
No,
casting?
Brewster's coming back, bro, to Animal Crossing. That means I gotta play the game again.
I don't know who that is.
I literally bought a Nintendo Switch to play Animal Crossing. And whenever Animal Crossing came out,
You never played
it
it?
didn't have my fucking favorite character in it. It didn't have my favorite character in it. Do you know how fucking pissed I was? I was pissed. I looked on Twitter, everyone else is pissed. So I signed a petition and I play until they add Brewster.
Wow.
And after a year, they're finally adding
Who the
Brewster.
fuck's Brewster?
So like there's a cafe and like Animal Crossing has been like in like the world since like the original on the GameCube or technically only Nintendo 64. But he's a owl who owns a roost, so like a coffee shop.
Ah, he owns a roost/roast.
Yeah.
Clever.
His name is Brewster, and they didn't add him in to the very beginning of Animal Crossing New World or
Why is he did?
New Leaf or Old Age or Animal something.
I'm sure they had a reason.
No, they didn't want to make him because they like didn't have enough time to make him. So they released an incomplete game to continue making it until it was complete. Like technically you're buying like an early access game is what you bought in
Like the original Star Wars Battlefront from EA.
yeah, like how you bought like the original Animal Crossing game that
Cyberpunk
came out in 2021
Or Cyberpunk. Those are some unfinished games.
that's still unfinished. That one I've been complete for a long time.
I'll probably
But
never
if you
play
bought
that game.
Animal Crossing in the beginning of 2021, you bought an incomplete game. That was an early access game, and now it's finally being completed because Brewster is now in the game.
Well, I know Animal Crossing is popular. I just am not part of that. So you can have to.
I literally just did.
You can take the.
Regardless of that.
You can take the.
So Miyamoto did a Nintendo Direct, and he announced that the Mario movie is being made with none other than your boy.
The Mario movie no one asked for.
Fuck. But we did ask for the one with Dennis Hopper, though.
So why remake a classic?
Is that
Why are they remaking the Mario movie? Why are they remaking the Mario movie?
It's the original Mario movie with fucking John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins, Luigi Mario,
I know their
and
names.
Dennis Hopper as Bowser. Why would you recreate it?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to recreate it. It's a perfect movie.
So why remake it?
It is a perfect movie. You've seen my review on it.
Why would they remake it then?
You've seen my review on it though, right?
So why would they make it? Remake it, I mean.
Because technically
People want money.
No, because technically people hate it. Hate the original.
Well, is it live action or is it CGI?
Oh, it's a live action movie.
They're remaking it. So Chris Pratt is gonna play he's gonna wear a red hat and gonna go around as Mario.
No, it's gonna be animated. It's by the people who created
I'm just fucking with you.
Despicable Me.
I know. Just kidding. Okay, so Illumination is making a motherfucking
Studios.
Mario movie. They have casted Taylor Joy as Princess Peach, which is not a bad casting.
I think that's fine.
I'm fine with that.
I think that's fine, yeah.
They have casted Fred Armisen as one of the donkeys in Donkey Kong Country, you know.
Well, Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong.
Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Jack Black is Bowser.
Yep.
Charlie Day is Luigi.
That's a good casting.
Which I like. I like
good
that.
casting. It's just what people are having issues with is Chris Pratt as Mario.
And then the big one, the one that's the most perfect casting, you know. Not really.
Go ahead.
Chris Pratt as Mario.
Chris Pratt as Mario.
That sounds like shit.
It's me, Mario.
So, is he gonna be Chris Pratt or is he gonna be Chris Pratt
Mario.
trying to sound like Mario?
How would that even sound?
No, you don't have to try because you're not Chris. It's gonna sound like Chris Pratt doing a Mario impression.
It's me, Mario, like something like that.
It's me, Mario. I was in Parks and Recreation.
I was in Parks and Recreation. I'm not even Italian.
My name is Andy.
My name is Andy. I'm basically a high functioning autistic. Mario casting. I hate the fact that they have to announce the English voice casting when you damn as sure know that the original Japanese characters that voice those characters are voicing them in Japan.
You think?
Yes. 100% sure.
I'm sure. But I mean, Mario's
it's like it's
Mario's voice and his video game voice actor is in this movie.
Yeah, he's playing a part, but he should just be playing Mario.
I hope he's playing Dr. Mario.
Okay.
Or Wario or Waluigi.
Waluigi.
He does. I think he also does those voices too. Yeah, I think he should.
He does almost every single fucking voice. I'm pretty sure.
He does a lot of voices.
He's literally just.
I know he's not just Mario.
Yeah, he's not just Mario. Can you imagine being him getting that job in the 1990s? Have you ever listened to him talk about how he got his job? He's like, I just went down to a little audition in New York. They're like, you're gonna be playing a plumber. He's Italian. Do it. And he was like, oh, I want the pizza. You know, he just did that. He just went all high pitched with it.
And pizza pie.
Yeah, pizza pie. I'm gonna have the pizza. I want to have the mushroom, and fucking pepperoni, and all that. You know,
Is he a pizza maker or a plumber?
That's the thing. But no, they said Italian. So whenever he went Italian, he heard the pizza and all that. So he just started growing with it, and then they called him back. Simple as that. And then he played fucking Mario throughout our childhood. Just because of an audition where he pretended to be a fucking goddamn Italian dude making a fucking pizza, even though he's a plumber.
Hey, I've heard crazier. That's cool though. Now he's the voice of the voice for a generation.
Exactly, which is why he should be voicing Mario.
He's as famous as the Geico lizard voice,
which has changed throughout our childhood too.
It's still the same old.
It's like when Geico used to be Gilbert Gottfried, but now it's not.
No, it was Affleck.
That was Affleck. God damn it.
Yeah, get your damn insurance companies right.
Well,
Next
I
topic.
really don't like Geico because it just reminds me of Gecko. And whenever I think of
Well, that's why they
Gecko,
use a gecko as their...
whenever I think of Gecko, I think of the Gecko from the game Gecko.
I like that game.
It's a good game.
Yeah, he's got sunglasses.
Yeah, he's a badass.
I think as a kid, I really thought it was like probably the same character,
Probably.
and like probably was like
Most
made
likely.
with Geico, like
Yeah.
presented by Geico.
But it wasn't. It was just
Gecko presented by
It
Geico.
was this Gecko Interfagex. Next is Licorice Pizza.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Actually, before that, speaking of things that come unsettling to the mouth, Venom.
whoa, you shifting gears?
Mm-hmm. You like that? I planned that.
Licorice pizza.
Yeah, because licorice, like speaking of something.
Well, let's stick with licorice pizza because that sticks with the theme of later on in the show or later on in the episode where we talk about Many Saints of Newark. Talk about boy actors with dead dads.
Boy actors with dead dads.
Boy actors with dead dads.
So, the reason why we're saying that is because in Licorice Pizza, we have a boy actor this is his first movie.
What's his name?
Cooper Hoffman.
Why is that significant, Richard?
Because his dad might have been the late, great Philip Seymour
Might have
Hoffman.
been? Now that DNA tested him?
What
if he's just...
They should have.
Oh, man.
Should've.
What if he's just saying, yeah, I'm his son?
I'm his son. We don't even know.
No, he's never had any kids.
Yeah, he's never had any kids at all. So Philip Seymour Hoffman,
think he was
who
too busy
died
doing
of a
that.
tragic overdose many years ago. Uh-oh.
Tragedy.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, Michael K. Williams himself.
Oh, Jesus.
They both are two actors that have died on some of them drugs.
Well, Heath Ledger.
But drug addicts. Philip Seymour Hoffman and Michael K. Williams. Those are they kind of ring the same bell the way they die. But yeah, boy actors with dead dads. We got Michael Gandolfini as Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, and then we've got Cooper Hoffman, son of Philip
Seymour Hoffman.
Who's directed his dad plenty of times.
You mean Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson directed his dad plenty of times.
So Paul Thomas Anderson is the director of Licorice Pizza, which comes out in December of this year. Paul Thomas Anderson first had Philip Seymour Hoffman in his film Boogie Nights, so it's the first time they collaborated together. And the next would be Magnolia.
And they've done more since then, I thought. At least one more, right?
I don't remember if so. I only remember
The Master wasn't
The Master.
The Master was
for sure with Joaquin Phoenix, yes.
Yeah.
That would have been one.
Yep, and then I don't know if he was in Inherent Vice.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he was in Inherent Vice.
I don't think so at all.
So maybe those three films. Maybe another one in there somewhere in there. But yeah, so it's kind of like a dad's buddies giving his
son a job.
Yeah.
Basically.
We'll see. I'm sure he didn't cast him just because of his last name. I'm sure he has to have some acting chops.
Personally, I think Cooper Hoffman definitely has the acting chops, but I can see Paul Thomas Anderson being that dude that, you can tell he's sentimental because of the way he directs his movies, right?
Yeah.
So he probably definitely thought to himself, if I don't get to collaborate with his dad, I'm going to collaborate with his son. I can definitely see that being a choice of why he was casted.
Yeah.
But it
definitely factored in.
If Cooper couldn't act, probably not.
Yeah.
But I have high hopes in this young. He's only 18. In
real life, he's only 18?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
He's pretty young?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's around there.
Because Michael Gandolfini is 19.
And so, yeah, and then paired alongside Cooper Hoffman is, I would say first time acting, unless she was in some show or something. The first time acting, but Paul Thomas Anderson has done a lot of their music videos. Yeah, no, I'm sure she's acted in stuff, but first feature film, Alana Haim.
Alana Haim from
the youngest sister of the Haim band.
Haim band.
They're good. They're good.
They're a great band.
They're pretty good.
I don't know any of their songs off the top of my head, but I know that I have listened to them quite frequently.
Yeah, no, they're a good band. They're three sisters. They're all good. I didn't think I would ever want to see them in a movie, but I guess I'll watch.
Well, that's why you're only seeing one of them in a movie.
Yeah, I'll watch it for sure.
Well, I'm seeing it because of Paul. I think.
Yeah, no, he makes good movies for the most.
And also because of Bradley Cooper.
He's in it. So is Sean Penn.
So is Sean Penn, and
Anyone else in that movie?
Benny Safdie.
Oh yeah, Benny
From
Safdie.
Safdie Brothers. Uncut Gems.
Good time.
Good time. Very good movies. And just seeing Benny Safdie in a trailer, if you know who he is, you're going to laugh your ass off. It's just fun to see him in the fucking movie.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, and he's also been cast in the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess he's proven his acting chops from that one movie, Good
Proving
Time.
his acting chops from the movie Good Time, where he played a autistic brother who, just was getting.
He's
basically, it's like
he's funny though. He's funny in his interviews. He seems like.
If you ever seen the movie Legend with Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy,
yeah,
it's just that. It's like that's one of the brothers plays a Benny Safdie type in Good Times.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson and Benny Safdie.
Yep. But Sean Penn. I think of Sean Penn.
We don't see him a lot in the trailer, but it says he's in there.
He says he's in there. But when I think of Sean Penn, my thoughts go directly to Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, Spicoli.
Spicoli. And then immediately after that, it just goes to I Am Sam. And that's it.
No?
That's where my mind goes.
Nothing in between?
Doesn't go to Mystic River. It goes to I Am Sam.
Yeah?
Yeah. Which Mystic River,
Sean Penn's hit or miss for me.
But you like Mystic River.
Yeah, that's good. But not just because... I don't like it because of Sean Penn.
What do you like it for?
The whole cast. The whole cast. Clint Eastwood.
You like it because Clint Eastwood directs it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's fair.
Why not?
That's fair.
I think it's a good reason to like. Have you seen Cry Macho yet?
I watched 30 minutes of it, man.
Just pulled the side of my flip flop. That was that close to going into my foot.
That's scary.
That would have been one hell of a splinter.
Dude, you would have died.
For those who can't see, which is just Richard, I just pulled a big old stick out of literally a centimeter from my heel out of my flip flop.
You would have died, man.
Wow, that would have sucked.
You're just tossing.
But yeah, Sean Penn.
No, hold on. We're talking about Cry Macho for a second.
Oh, well.
So I watched 30 minutes of that film.
Or was it suck? Does it look like it's made by a 90-year-old man?
It's terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It literally looks like it's made by a 90-year-old man. The 90-year-old man is acting in it, so it sounds like a 90. In one of those scenes, a hot Mexican babe is like, "I want you to fuck me."
To Clint Eastwood?
A 92-year-old Clint Eastwood, and she's attracted to him. There's no way.
And what does he say?
"I'm sorry, I can't do it."
You feel lucky?
You know, you feel lucky.
Do ya?
You want my old fucking shriveled up cock? Huh?
Ooh, that's what he says?
That's what he says.
Clint Eastwood?
No, instead he goes, "You're a lady, I can't do it. And I have more respect for myself than you do because you're
He's just 92 years old and can't get it up.
Mexican slut."
He's just 92 years old and can't get it up.
Literally, yeah.
Well, he should have just been more honest.
Besides that,
he should have been more honest and upfront with her.
Besides that, the whole entire plot is taking Dwight Yoakam. So it's you know who
I told you, yeah.
Dwight Yoakam is.
I've seen Dwight Yoakam in concert. And
you remember his role in Sling Blade, though.
New Braunfels, Texas. Dwight Yoakam by the river.
Do you remember? Have you ever seen Sling Blade?
Yeah. Yes, I know he's in it.
Okay. He's in it for a good. In the very beginning of the film, you see fucking Clint Eastwood. He's driving an old fucking truck. He's like,
he's singing.
There's an old country song fucking singing, And then as soon you see him, he gets into office and Dwight Yoakam's like, "Well, you're fucking fired, bud. You're fucking fired." And that's like Clint Eastwood's like, "Well, yeah, you're a piece of shit." And Dwight Yoakam's like, "How dare you call me that?" Clint Eastwood's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving." So he leaves. And then there's a caption at the very bottom, 7 years later. You telling me that stupid 92-year-old fuck lived 7 more fucking years?
7 years later?
Yeah, it says 7 years fucking later. Or it might be 1 year. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's a big difference.
I don't give a fuck.
That's a big difference.
So it says
he's either 92 or he's 99.
93, okay. So he's either
Well,
92 or he's
93
or he's 92 to 99. Regardless, okay, the fucking thing goes 1 to 7 years later, alright? And
between 1 to 7 years later?
Shut the fuck up, man. And you see Dwight Yoakam and you see Clint Eastwood. Dwight Yoakam's like, you gotta get my son dead. And Clint Eastwood's like, no, man,
You fired me 7 years ago.
Yeah, you fired me like 7 years. I'm like dying, man. I'm dying. Dwight Yoakam's like, yeah.
So Dwight Yoakam has no other resource but to hire a 99-year-old man?
I'm trying to get through a scene, man. All right? Trying to get through a scene. I'll do this really fast for you. And Dwight Yoakam's like, yeah, well, like, you, like, owe me because, like, whenever you get your back broke back in, like, the fucking, like, 40s, I, like, gave you money to keep on going. And Clint Eastwood was like, yeah, I guess that'll be an honorable thing to do because you did, like, pay me money even though, like, I have a broke back at 99 or 93 years old. And Dwight was like, yeah, okay, cool, so you're going to find my son. Clint Eastwood goes to Mexico, he finds the son, and the son's like a stupid, like, kid who wants to cockfight, you know? He wants to throw the fucking chickens into the ring. And you know what his fucking chicken is called? Macho. It's fucking Macho.
I told you.
And you know what I thought right away? At any scene throughout that film, that fucking rooster is gonna go or whatever the fuck roosters do, you know? And the fucking little Mexican kid would be like, oh, Macho's crying. Fucking roll credits!
Does that happen?
I turned off that fucking film before that shit happened.
So you don't know if that happened?
I bet you fucking ass it does.
Oh, well, I thought the point of the story was that they do say cry macho.
I don't care.
Wow.
I hate that film.
So Dwight Yoakam has no other,
I don't know. I didn't fucking get done with it. I watched 30 minutes of it, man.
Well, why would he hire a 100-year-old man to go do his dirty work? He had no better options?
He's a dick.
He had no better options?
Yeah, he's a dick.
So 7 years ago, he fired a 92-year-old man. Just for 7 years later,
No,
at 100,
seriously.
he gets hired?
Yeah. He's trying to go to Mexico. And then the kid's mom wants to bang him.
He was like, how did he even know? Why would he even assume he's still alive like 7 years ago?
I don't know.
7 years ago, I fired this really cool cowboy. He was like 92 then. He's like, he's only like 99 now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get him back in here. Maybe he'll go
get him in, man.
My crackhead son in Mexico. Is his son a crackhead?
He was like a teenager.
Oh. So he just had a case of the 15s. Oh, man. All right.
Regardless, Cry Macho, terrible movie. Don't watch it ever.
Should Clint Eastwood stop making movies?
He should stop. He should stop acting in them.
So he should keep directing.
He should keep directing. He's the directing.
Was he the highlight of the movie?
No. The highlight of the movie was the pretty scenery.
Oh, I thought maybe the chicken. Not the chicken. It's not even
In the 30 minutes that I watched, there were some really great shots. The cinematography was excellent.
Cinematography done by Clint Eastwood?
No.
Oh my god. So you're saying that he is the worst part of this movie?
Yeah.
All right.
He's the worst part of the whole film. Anyway.
You heard it here first. Richard says, do not watch Cry Macho.
Don't watch Cry Macho ever.
That's sad to say.
I don't know, man. It's bullshit.
All right. What else? One last little tidbit before we go into the Many Saints of Newark. This is where we don't have to really say spoilers a lot, but it's a very recent movie. So we're not going to talk about Venom 2, really, but we're going to talk about the post-credit scene of Venom 2 and the implications of kind of the superhero industry as
Marvel
a whole.
Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, and everything going forward. So if you don't want to know anything about that and you want to see the movie, then yeah, I would probably say, skip 10 minutes. I don't know. I'll find the time codes. The time codes will be popping up. I'll put them on there. But, so skip this portion. So, yeah, 3, 2, 1, you should have skipped out of here by now. Into Venom 2, I'm sure everyone assumes, yeah, okay, Venom wins, Venom 2, yeah, he kills Carnage, blah, ha, ha. So at the end of the credits, Tom Hardy and Venom are having their little discussion amongst themselves, and he starts telling him that he can tell him all the stuff about the history of the symbiotes, or the symbiotes is what they weirdly way call in this universe. And so he tells him about all this stuff he could tell him in the history. It'll blow his puny little brain, and then all of a sudden glitches and shit start happening, and Tom Hardy and Venom are transported into kind of just a more nicer version of a apartment that they were already kind of at, but clearly kind of something's odd, different about it. Looks to the TV, and what does he see? He sees J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson talking about Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker. So, implication is Tom Hardy part of the MCU now, Richard?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is he here to stay?
Yeah. And I hate that.
Do you think he'd ever be saying that?
I hate that.
You think that was always the? You think that was always the plan?
No, I don't think it was always the plan, but I hate it. The reason why I hate it is because I think Tom Hardy is better than this.
You think he's just another Disney actor now? Huh?
Yeah, I think he's way better than that.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I love Tom Hardy.
You think it's just a cheap grab at money, just easy way to get?
I don't think so.
Nothing artistic about it.
I think he might be passionate about it. It's just I fucking hate Marvel. Like what they have become. From creating like one of the greatest cinematic universes ever to just destroying a character to just make him a quote unquote philosopher king for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I hate them for what they've done.
With which character?
Well, of course, Thanos.
Yeah. That's the one that's one of your favorites? I
think so. Like Thanos in like his original Upcoming was like such a badass.
And he had like his morals. He had boundaries.
Yeah, but he still has his morals, his boundaries. But it's like it's just bullshit the way they treated him.
So this would probably piss you off even more. I'm sure you don't watch their Marvel What If show.
No.
So their last episode is what if Ultron got pretty much survived, and like Ultron he got the Infinity Stones, and so what it is like Vision in the Ultron armor, and so he has the Mind Stone, and he's just going wreaking havoc, and then long story short, Thanos at some point comes in behind him with the Infinity Gauntlet looking for the last stone. And I'm talking in spoiler alert. They're already skipping this part, but I'm talking in the span of maybe 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Thanos comes in, and Ultron turns around and slices him in half. Like he doesn't even say a word. He just goes, "Hey," and he's sliced in half, and he fillets open. And Ultron comes and takes the stones with him, and that's it. So they make him look like a pretty weak person now. So
yeah. That's interesting.
It is interesting, but so I think so. You remember a few years back when it was thought that Marvel was going to lose Spider-Man?
Yeah,
because the rights were going to go with Sony, and they only had this contract, this plan for this amount of movies. Well, I guarantee you, I bet that Sony was like, "You want Spider-Man? All right, we want to be able to eventually get our properties into your timeline, so we can also benefit from being in the same MCU." Yeah. I mean, obviously I can't guarantee it your money back, but I almost damn guarantee it that was part of the agreement.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, fine. We'll give you Spider-Man for as long as you want, but we want our Tom Hardy Spider-Man or Tom Hardy Venom in there. We want our Jared Leto Mobius in there. That is a movie that everyone forgets has been like made for 2 years. It's just never been released, and no one really cares about it, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so does he pop up in Spider-Man No Way Home in December? It definitely leads you to believe it, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's probably like, it's one of the biggest deals technically in terms of conspiracy theories and movies and stuff, and the way the MCU works, right? Is the fact that he might be in a movie.
That's it.
But it's not just
the mystery. I mean, I like how they've kind of blurred the lines between franchises now. Now you never know who could pop up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just something to think about. Chew on it. Potentially Venom in the MCU. I say we go full steam ahead into the main event.
And before we do that as well, while we were watching, there is a article from David Chase.
Oh yeah. As we were about to click record.
That states, as of recording, David Chase has now signed a 5-year deal with Warner Brothers Media, which can mean a multitude of things. It means
it's a first look deal. Yeah.
It means he can easily be making a new show, right?
Could be.
For a lot of things. There's a project that he had about old Hollywood that he wanted to do, which I was following for a bit, but it fell off.
That'd be cool.
Or he could be doing a new Sopranos TV show, prequel.
Yeah,
right?
could do another movie.
He can do another movie.
Yeah.
He can do literally anything with a 5-year deal. And now we're on to the mini states of Newark.
Yeah, because that kind of ties in because I hate to jump ahead, but just because David Chase, if you haven't seen The Sopranos, you probably won't be listening to this more than likely, maybe, or listen to this section. But you could still watch this movie and enjoy it without seeing The Sopranos. But it is heavily enhanced by watching the show.
I don't even think you can. Because the fact that it ends so abruptly...
If you like a good, simple... I guess...
No, because if we're going to jump ahead, regardless, the fact that it ends so on the nose...
that's what we should start with.
Right
can you enjoy this movie without seeing The Sopranos?
No.
I think you might enjoy it. Maybe. I don't see how you could.
I don't think you could.
I don't know. If you don't really care about movies and maybe you're someone we maybe called Brantley that just wants to see people just get shot and maybe you enjoy that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And you don't really care about the plot. Maybe you like it. But then I would recommend a bunch more different mafia movies with higher body counts than this for you. So I would have to agree that, I don't recommend this movie if you have not seen all of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
You would have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're getting this far, go watch The Sopranos. Go spend a lot of hours and then come back.
Literally go spend a crap ton of hours watching the most incredible series ever made.
Oh, yeah. It'll be time well spent.
And then watch the movie afterwards.
Then watch the movie.
And maybe be amazed at how, regardless of any time and space has happened, but he got every single beat correct.
Yeah. So now, with that being said, what were your thoughts of this movie? Many Saints in Newark, a Sopranos story.
I thought...
Did you think this would ever get made? What do you think?
I did not think it would ever get made, right? So after, I only started really watching The Sopranos after I realized the movie was coming out. It was something I'd never seen before, right? And I knew it was something big. I knew everyone that I talked to loved it. And I just never got the time to do it because it wasn't on HBO Max or something like that.
Oh, it was hard to watch back in the day.
It was
because there was no HBO Max.
There was nothing, right? You literally had to Google, hey, I want to watch The Sopranos, watch online. But it got put on HBO Max, and right away I was like, hey, I want to watch it. And then they released the news they're making a movie. And that was all last year, or the past 2 years or so. And it's everything has been really moving up to the point where The Sopranos is back.
Yeah.
People are once again revisiting it, re-loving it, realizing how great of a series it is. And now with this movie, you get to see more of what made Tony Soprano who he is. But you don't though, because it's not done.
And it's not all about Tony Soprano either.
It's about Dickie Moltisanti.
It's mostly about Dickie Moltisanti, which is Christopher's dad.
Yeah, Christopher Moltisanti's dad from New York.
Played by, his name's Alejandro Vaso. That was something we talked about. I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember. I'm sure he's in stuff that I might have seen or properties that we know about.
He looked familiar, almost like he played one of the guys in The Irishman.
Yeah. He could have very well been just an Italian background actor.
Yeah.
Just because, there's just some guys that just get those roles multiple times. But he was probably a big highlight of this.
It was
movie.
a great role.
I was I don't know who he is, but I bought into it.
He was Dickie Moltisanti.
Yeah. And the movie's really about him but it's got a lot of moving parts, and you start to see what this movie is about, just the driving forces that kind of the perfect storm that took place around Tony Soprano that made him just go from innocent little kid to, at the end of the movie, pretty much getting the torch passed to him to run the family, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that was so. I think the movie's amazing if you've seen the show. If you haven't seen the show,
movie's amazing if you've seen the show.
I think David Chase, definitely, they nailed the actors, and the actors nailed the performance.
Yep. People who played Sal, who played Paulie, who played Silvio.
Yeah.
Right? Sal, aka Pussy.
Yeah.
They all were those characters.
Yeah, they all.
But more exaggerated.
Yeah.
Probably.
They're a little. Yeah, I would say. I
think
Philly Walnuts, he was a little bit exaggerated, but you almost have to kind of put those things in because people want
to exaggerate who they are.
Yeah, because you want them to be because they're not those actors, and you want to get across that these are them younger.
Yeah, and you want to exaggerate their characteristics, and basically be like, hey, when they grow older, they get more used to it.
I like the idea. I like the idea that Silvio, he
has always walked like this.
Yeah,
he's always walked. He's always, he has like a crane in his neck and shit.
Yeah,
always
he's stiff. He walks stiff. He looks like he's always hurting.
Yeah,
and I like that. He's like kind of bald and balding.
He's
for the
balding
movie. And he
because
gets his little toupee and stuff. That's stuff like details that you didn't want to know that you didn't know that you wanted to know.
Yeah.
And then so you get that, you get Junior, who I think he gets. I think that
actor did a great job.
Yep. And then, you get Livia Soprano.
Vera
Farmiga. Yeah, Vera Farmiga. She was good.
She was great.
You
get John Bernthal as
Johnny Boy
Soprano, Tony Soprano's dad.
Yep.
And he's hardly in a few scenes.
Yeah.
But that's because, in the course of the story that we know, he was in jail, right?
And for the most part, what you hear, what you get, the vibe you get from when you leave the show is that his father wasn't with him a lot.
He wasn't with him a lot, no.
For all intents and purposes, Dickie Moltisanti.
It was always Dickie or his Uncle Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always know in the show that his Uncle Junior is a piece of shit, and this old man piece of shit losing it
shows it.
And this solidifies that he's always been a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not just purely over this, but one of the mysteries, I guess we got to talk about it, is one of the mysteries of The Sopranos was Dickie Moltisanti. We never knew exactly how he died. Tony talked about it to his son Christopher, and then in the show he goes and he kills a cop that he thought had killed his dad, and the cop's screaming that it's a setup and a setup. Well, now this movie confirms that it was a setup because he's really killed by one of the Saints, the African American gang, just almost out of the blue.
Almost out of the blue.
Yeah, you don't even really see it coming.
No, because that's the ending.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
pretty much the ending, and so that's something like an answer you get to like a mystery from the show. You
get to learn that Uncle Junior whacked.
Yes.
Dickie Moltisanti.
That's where I was going. Is that, in a wedding or at a funeral, he slips So at a funeral, or is it a wedding?
It's a funeral.
Yeah, funeral.
It's a funeral for Dickie Moltisanti's dad.
Yes, funeral for
played
Dickie.
by Ray Liotta.
Yeah, he slips, falls, hurts his back, which is something you always hear about Junior complaining about in the show, his fucking back and stuff. And Dickie Moltisanti just kind of laughs and enjoys it and thinks it's funny. And you could there is even a moment where they stare at each other and he stares at him like, "You motherfucker, what the hell are you doing?" And so they always had their red eyes at each other. But I never thought it would go that far, And then
something else had to happen. That's the thing.
I'm sure there's more. I don't know if it's a power struggle over the family. I thought maybe that, by whacking Dickie, it helps him get to the top. Because I don't think, is he the Is he the capo of the family at this point? I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They never discuss like who's who.
Yeah, because you never get discussed about who's got what position. You almost sometimes just see it from Tony's perspective, which he's like, "Ah, man, I wish I was in that room. I wonder what they're talking about."
Yeah.
But Junior orders the hit on Dickie.
Yep.
But he also gets one of the Saints to do it because Dickie Moltisanti's convoluted kind of love triangle kind of thing is his dad's Italian fiance girlfriend that when he I don't know if it was an accident. Would you say he accidentally killed his dad?
I think so. I would call it an accident.
I think it was an accident, but I think it was his rage. Like he was just getting his rage out.
It's his rage.
I think it felt good after he did it.
Yeah.
And then he freaked out at first, but I think so. Yeah. So the first swerve of the movie is Ray Liotta's cast as two different people, twins. So you think that at the beginning of the movie when Ray Liotta's murdered by Dickie, oh shit, Ray Liotta's out of this movie.
He's gone.
And I sat there. I remember I turned to you and I was like, I remember other scenes of him in the trailer, and then it's his twin.
It's his twin.
So love triangle. He brings a pretty Italian girl home, young girl, and then he kills him over her because he treats her bad, and then he ends up with her. And then she ends up cheating on him with some of the people from the Saints, the African-American gang that's coming up in power. And then when he finds out, he drowns her. He drowns her in the beach. So they had similar interests in Dickie Moltisanti getting...
What?
Yep. Sorry, I did the little thing on my hand. I guess you can't...
Yeah.
A whack in my hand, yeah.
You can hear it.
He got whacked.
Can't see it.
He got whacked. And he got whacked. He got murdered and whacked right after I think he kind of realized what he needed to be to Tony.
Yeah.
And he had to realize this is what I need to do for Tony because he looks up to me even though I don't want him to. And I need to become a better person. And he realizes that. And then moments later he's killed.
Yep.
And then...
It ends.
It ends with his funeral.
It ends with a funeral. It ends with Tony grabbing onto his ring, which I think is actually a plot line, but he took Dickie's ring.
Oh, he wears it.
Yeah.
He wears it.
So that's actual plot line in the show.
And then you hear the theme hit.
Yeah. Woke up this morning, got a boom in my heart.
And then
great song.
So, yeah. So I like that. I think that movie is great.
One of the quotes that I highlighted that made me just think to myself, just made me like happy that David Chase is actually the writer. He's been the writer, it's his like baby.
It's
supposed to quote, "If my Christopher turned out to be anything like Anthony, I would be proud."
Yeah.
But and that's something that like it pains you because like what happens.
Knowing what happens in the series, which is Tony Soprano chokes, pretty much putting Christopher out of his misery because he can't control his own self. He's putting other people in danger, like the baby and
Tony.
And Tony and everyone around him. He just hurts and effects for a negative, and he just is doing it's kind of like a beautiful thing. He's like, I love you, but it's like kind of putting the dog down because he doesn't know good. He knows no good for himself. Which
also brings me to the point where you're in the very beginning of the movie.
Yep.
You're hearing ghosts. That's ghost talking. They're flying through a gravesite. And the camera's flying through a gravesite. You hear ghosts talking about their past life, and you see Moltisanti.
Yeah, it stops at Christopher Moltisanti.
It doesn't stop. It keeps going.
The camera
keeps going.
They don't go flying by.
It didn't go flying by the other ones either. You heard them talking. It says whenever you saw the word Moltisanti, you saw Christopher's little picture he had there, you knew what was happening, and you hear him. He's talking about it, which brings me to just the point in general that this story came from just Moltisanti, wherever the fuck he is, if you believe in heaven or hell, right? He's talking to someone at the pearly gates, regardless.
Well, he says at the end of this movie, this is the guy that sent me. I went to hell for.
Yeah. So he's talking to someone in hell at the very beginning of the movie, right? Yeah. He's retelling his life story.
Yeah.
Their life story.
I like it.
Right? So he like it's something that I can think about where he might be like sitting in a room exactly where we are.
Yeah.
You know, like if you don't know this
Going,
layout,
like, you don't know
the
shit about
layout of this fucking room. Regardless, though,
He's like
it looks like a therapist's office almost.
or like or I can picture Christopher going, "Oh, you think you got it bad? You don't know shit about my Uncle Tony."
He's at an AA meeting in hell.
Yeah.
He's at an AA meeting
He's
in
at
hell.
an AA meeting in hell.
And he's just saying it, which is why it stops the way it does.
Yeah.
Because he's done telling it.
Yeah.
You know, like, which is why we might get a sequel, we might not.
I think I read that David Chase really kind of had. I think when he ended the show, he said he was kind of done with it, and I think he kind of had the twist his arm to doing this. And then I think once he's doing this, he said that he's enjoyed it. And I think he said that he would think about making a sequel because there's so much. Because one of it's not really like a post credits, but it's like mid credits, like little scene. It's just the guy that killed Dickie Moltisanti gets paid, meaning like nothing happened to him yet. So there's a big gap between Tony Soprano taking his foot into the game and then him leading the family, and then obviously there's this big gap in between what happened to the Saints, what happened to the Italian gangs versus the African American gangs. So there's a lot of story to be covered there, and Michael Gandolfini, who I guess we probably really haven't talked about a whole lot other than having being a boy actor with a dead dad. He did a good job. He did a really good job. So like
Tony,
he can literally live and grow up as the role. He's in the perfect age where he can grow with the role.
He can just literally grow
up until his point where he's his dad.
His dad.
Yeah.
Which is the fucked up thing, right? Which is why his dad probably didn't want him to act in the first place, because he knew something like this would probably happen one day. It's like the role can continue on forever, because now Michael Gandolfini is of age.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up.
And he's not only of age to do it, he does it well.
He knows how to play.
He knows how to act. And which is even more impressive is that he says and claims that he never watched any of The Sopranos up until maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That he kind of stayed away from it and that he really knew nothing about it. And so like he got into The Sopranos after his dad died.
Well, he had to have, because his dad died whenever he was like younger than us.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah,
he's turning 19. But his dad died, I think, when he was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe 10.
Yeah, something like that.
So like he can't fucking remember your dad at that point. You know, like there's still going to be so many like overlapping memories.
Which makes it impressive, because he's going off of pure skill and going off of watching his dad.
He's going off of watching his dad play a role.
Yeah.
Not knowing anything about like how his dad acted, because like if his dad was still alive, he can give him pointers.
It's like his dad's almost teaching him from beyond, almost.
From beyond.
Like, he's like he left him this catalog of just hours and hours and be like, study it, son, because
this is your role for life almost.
This is how you become a good actor, because he's a badass.
James Gandolfini was fucking fantastic.
Tony Soprano is like the man. Like
it's
such a kick-ass show, and it's such a good movie that provides and fleshes out and gives more depth to that show.
It gives more depth, but leaving you wanting more.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you ever watch the episode of The Sopranos, it never ended on a high note or a good note. It just ended.
Yeah.
It ended, and you were like, I need another one.
I need one more.
Which is exactly the ending of the fucking show.
Yeah.
It ends.
Yeah.
There's no ending. There's no natural ending.
Yeah.
There's no natural ending of that show.
Yeah.
It's a
And that's a wave. It's a wave. And that's kind of how this movie ended too, because I knew that Dickie Moltisanti, and I went in going, okay, I'm sure he dies in this movie. But when I was watching this movie, I almost had forgotten that I had that expectation. I kind of had forgotten about that plot point. And then when it happens, I was like, oh shit.
Same, yeah.
I was like, this is definitely not what I was thinking about, because I thought he was going to have, like, I was expecting like a good like conversation with him and Tony.
Yeah.
Like I expected way more.
It ended like a good
Not that
movie
it needed more, but I was like, oh, I was expecting more, and that how David Chase of himself to be like, oh no, boom, dead. Right before you can even get that, before you can get the content that you want, the wanting more, he's like, I'm killing him. He's done.
It's done.
Yep. And then the little pinky promise thing.
Pinky promise at the end. Well, grabbing the ring.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. It was a good show. Yeah, I keep wanting to call it a show, but it supports that show, and it gives all those little just nuggets of little info that you didn't need, or like you see Carmela there for maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah,
she's in there for maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
Hey, Carmela, I need like a dime.
Yeah, Carmela, you got a dime? That's it. That's all she's in. You get like little just bits and pieces about Janice. Like,
She's
I
just-
know she's smoking weed. I know it. You see,
Janice, you're wearing that slutty ass outfit. You can go fucking upstairs, you bitch.
Yep.
That's his dad speaking.
yeah, Hollywood, and then like a character I don't forget about, but it's almost not that important except for when she's in it is his little sister. That I forget, and
just
she's
a
in it
little
just as a
baby,
baby, and then there's a little nuggets of information as when Christopher's in it. That one time Christopher's in it, and
He's crying.
he's crying when he's around.
He's crying when he's around Tony, and the grandmother is like, "Well, babies come with the afterlife with extra information about us, but they don't.
They come
remember."
to this world with information from the other side.
Yeah, and that just shows completely.
Baby Christopher's like
Baby
in the
Christopher
hands of the
knows
person
he's
who's gonna
gonna
murder
die.
him.
Yeah, you know, which is this. It's one of those. It's like, if you ever think about like Italian culture, that's very Italian.
Yeah.
It's like you having that all wise
Yeah.
grandmother figure, like he knows something.
Yeah.
You know, he knows what's going on.
He
you know?
knows.
The baby's smart. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, it's just there was just this. I'm sure if we were to watch it again, there was still other stuff we could pick up on.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch
that
this
we
movie.
missed. That we missed. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's gonna be these. What I like to call, they all look the same on YouTube. They're gonna have like a red circle, and then a big red arrow pointing to it, and it's gonna be like 30
Right,
Easter
yeah.
eggs you missed in the mini Saints of Newark.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna probably watch one at some point. And then
I
there's
know
gonna
a
be one.
lot.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's a small little.
There's
detail.
going to be a lot about the one scene where her in like the butcher shop.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot. And it's
Yeah,
all
the
gonna
butcher
be
shop
about
that they always hang out
It's
at.
all going to be about the background of like what's in it. Right here, this little circle. That's actually like what
Yeah.
was in the original
Yeah.
like scene back in episode like 2, like season.
Well, you see how he
season
bumps into
5.
the wall and he elbows and puts a hole in the wall? That hole is in the wall in the episode 3 of season 6. Wow.
That's going to be like that. Yeah, no, exactly.
Holy shit.
Holy shit! I can't believe they like remembered that. Yeah, it's gonna be that bullshit. Regardless, great fucking movie. I think it's like
It's one of those movies, though, that... It's
it
weird.
was only made if you knew the show.
It's made for fans of the show.
Yeah.
Which, in honesty, is a lot of people, because it's one of the biggest shows ever. But you still always meet people that have never seen it.
Yeah.
Mainly, honestly, people in our generation. There's not a whole lot of people our age.
Under fucking
Under
20
30.
Under 30.
Yeah.
Well, not even under 30.
Because it was from 99 to 2007.
I wouldn't say under 30 though. I would say like under like 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From 99 to 2007. So. It's.
Yeah, I would say under 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe people will watch this movie and be like, oh, it's kind of cool movie. What was that about? And like, there's a whole show how they grow up. Maybe someone will get into the
Maybe
show because
somebody
of that.
would do that. Yeah.
I would be hella confused. I would be pretty confused. but-
If I watched this movie without knowing anything, I would think it was the shittiest fucking movie ever made. No, I'm serious.
How does it hold up to the quality of the show?
It holds up really well.
You think it's on par?
I think it's on par, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like one giant episode.
Yeah, it did.
Because, like, there's many episodes in The Sopranos where it feels like a fever dream.
Where he's gets shot in the stomach,
Yeah.
and he's in. Yeah.
And this feels like a fever dream.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It does feel like one big long
doesn't
flashback.
feel real.
It does feel like one big long flashback.
Exactly. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
real at all.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Which is why I think my theory of Christopher talking in a hell AA meeting
Yeah.
is like very feasible.
I'm gonna get a load of my Uncle Tony. You won't
Yeah.
ever believe what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
This piece
This
of
motherfucker.
shit.
This motherfucker.
Anyway,
But yeah. So
I think that's it with that one, man.
think it's it with Many Saints of Newark, or do
Many
you think we
Saints
get
of
more?
Newark.
We're gonna get more Sopranos.
I think we're
Is it gonna be
get more
Sopranos?
Sopranos
There's gonna be a Sopranos verse.
I hope so.
A Sopranos cinematic
I
universe.
literally hope so. I do.
sure.
I really hope so.
I'm sure they're definitely. I mean,
think
so
like something needs to happen with that.
so like you said, David Chase. Before we recorded this, he signed a 5-year deal for a first look deal, meaning he doesn't being forced to make something, but if he makes something, but they wouldn't sign him without him having something. I'm sure
Yeah.
Michael Gandolfini wants to continue doing this character,
I would think so.
and
He
so
seems excited.
I'm sure this will not be the last time we talk about The Sopranos.
It might be a couple months before
Yeah,
we do it. Maybe
I'm sure,
a year
I'm
or
sure
so.
we'll get some more nuggets of information soon.
But more importantly, next week is No Time to Die.
No Time to Die, James Bond.
James Bond, the last Daniel Craig.
You ready for it?
I'm ready to see it end,
Yeah.
and then I'm ready 5 years down the line until we announce a new actor. If they do, because Daniel Craig has been stated, who knows if they're going to be able to make a new one. Because, like, you know, all the SJW
Right.
stuff and all that has, like, been moving across the scenes. And Daniel Craig even has said back in the early 2000s, if this was happening, like, all this new woke stuff, the movie
James
wouldn't
Bond
have
would
been
have
made.
canceled, yeah.
It would have been canceled.
Yeah.
So they have to bring the character into, like, a new light, I think. Which maybe we might get our first girl James Bond.
No.
It could happen. Stranger Things has happened.
Oh, well.
Because it's just...
I guess on that
It's
note,
just a 007, right? They could easily change their name to
Jeanette Bond?
Jeanette Bond, Jacqueline Bond, Shaquisha Bond.
All right, well, on that note, I guess we'll just have to end. My only wish for the 007 franchise is that Christopher Nolan gets to make one.
Yes.
I would like to see
That would be great.
Oh, yep. Alrighty, well, this has been the third episode of Zero Drunk 30. Remember to, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff that people like to repeat. It helps. It really does. But, heck yeah. We'll catch you later. See ya!